Okay, I got a decent angle. Oh my gosh. Good evening, everybody. I didn't have time to finish. I'm trying to get everything ready here. I want to kind of cut my head off there, ain't I? Let me adjust that just a little bit while we're waiting on folks to get here. It's hard to get these things going. Well, oh, hold on. Turning the wrong thing. Oh, shoot. There we go. Let's see how that is. Yep, that's better. You can see top of my head now. Okay. I want to apologize because it has been so long since I did a live stream. I got the flu, which caused me to get laryngitis because it always does. I've got something going on over here. And then, before I even got over the flu, seasonal allergies set in. And then I kept getting laryngitis. I would get laryngitis and it would last for like 6 or 8 hours. And I would have horrid coughing attacks, which that doesn't go well when you're doing a live. I mean, if I'm doing a video, Alex can edit that out. And I'm looking for something here. I got a ton of Easter cards, and I want to thank all of you who sent Easter cards. And I especially want to say thank you to Raymond and Monica for their continued support. You are too kind, and you do not have to do that. And Miss Dorothy, you just absolutely blessed me like I cannot even tell you. Your support and your encouragement means so much. And the faith that folks put in me, I mean, it touches me so very deeply. So thank you so much, Dorothy and Raymond and Monica. Your support, it's the fact that you put so much faith in me that blesses me so much. And I do appreciate your gifts and all of the cards. Like these are all Easter cards, and I'm not sure I even have them all here. And folks send me little gifts and stuff. I got some books from another Christian writer. If y'all are looking for Christian books to read. And I think it's important that we support each other as Christians. And I'm sorry I didn't have, she actually sent 2 books. And they are by Norella, Norelle. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Norella Smith. But she has That One Day and The Gap Between Us. And if you're looking for stuff that's clean and, support Christian artists, Christian writers, Christian creators. And it's important that we do that for one another. And like I said, I'm really sorry that it has been so long since we've been on here. It just, between the flu and the allergies, I have barely been able to talk. And when I do videos, I've either caught it in a real short window or Alex has edited out these horrible coughing fits, which y'all really don't want to hear. But it's, I'm not like feeling awful or anything, but when the coughing starts, it's just terrible. And I do want to thank all of you for the cards. I have several cards here. We have so much stuff to talk about. You can see there's some changes in the kitchen. I changed the counter, and I did that in large part because of Alex. When she would edit my videos, I was literally having to lean around the stove or around the refrigerator and tiptoe up over the stove. And I would go up and down and up and down. And you see where this is live and unedited, it's up and down. Well, she keeps me centered in the videos. And she said it was driving her crazy chasing me. And it was pretty hard leaning around the stove to get to, or leaning around the refrigerator. I'll get it right here in a minute. Alex, where are you when I need you? I actually have her. She's with me she's logged in and she's with me on this, and I've got her on the phone, but she's not here at the house. But I get tongue-tied a lot. Anyways, I don't have to reach up anymore. I have my stove right here, and I can step over to it and actually cook without leaning over. I'm trying to get used to that. It's different. And I have a different stove that I can turn down, and adjust the temperature on it. The one I had, I paid like 79 bucks for it. It was the absolute cheapest one I could find on the internet, which was all I could do. And I hope everybody can hear me, everybody can see me. Um, it looks like we're doing pretty good. We've got folks from all over, and we've got quite a few people with us this evening. I hope y'all aren't freezing to death during our little dogwood winter. This is dogwood winter. We name all of our little winters. The dogwoods are starting to bloom, and we actually had snow this morning. It was almost 80 degrees 2 days ago, I guess, and then snow this morning. And we're supposed to have a pretty serious freeze later on in the week. Anyways, I hope not, because my apple trees are in full bloom. In that thumbnail that I put on this live, if you look past the red bud, you can see the apple trees, and they've got blooms all over them, which means there's going to be tons and tons of apples this fall, but not if the snow gets to them, which that's going to be awful. But anyways, and I know there's parts of the country that got a lot of snow. We got a few snow flurries. I feel bad for y'all, because this late in the year, it just kind of, you're like, oh, you're ready for the warm weather. I know I am, but in a couple months, we'll be ready for a cool day. Anyways, one of the reasons why I'm sorry that I haven't done more live streams is I have planned on doing a live stream where we started some seeds for a garden. And I couldn't do that because I couldn't talk. And my voice is a little scratchy this evening. But Mother's Day is coming up. And I looked at some of those pots. It's just a little pot, you know, like the 6-8 inch pots that they have with a few flower bulbs in them. They are $25 if you buy them in a pot. There's a lot of bulbs you can get. If you get them now and you start them now, they will either be bloomed or about to bloom by Mother's Day, especially if you put them in the refrigerator for a couple days and then put them in a pot of soil. Keep them in a nice, warm, sunny place so that they're extra warm and they get lots of sunlight. They'll sprout real quick and they'll start to bloom real quick, and you'll have blooms by Mother's Day. And you can get packs of bulbs for $6. You can get a pot for $1, and you can even get a small bag of soil for $1, which is way cheaper than that $25 for a pot of bulbs. And on Mother's Day, I guarantee you they're going to be more than that. And you could do, like, there's 16 iris bulbs in here. You could do a couple of pots, do one for your mom and one for your mother-in-law. Peonies, and they bloom early. They would be bloomed by Mother's Day. Mine that are in the yard, or they're up about this far, and they should be bloomed by Mother's Day. So, you know, $5.50, put it in a pot, and she can plant them and they will come back for forever, and they're beautiful. And the same thing with the irises. And I've got some lilies over here. The lilies might not be bloomed by Mother's Day. They're early summer, so you might not get those. You want stuff that blooms in the spring. But if you look on the bulbs, it will tell you when it blooms. And if you get stuff that says it blooms in the spring, it'll be bloomed by Mother's Day. And that'll save you some money. You can also do, my kids had a Sunday school teacher that did marigolds, and she put them in the little pot or little cups like this. And this is the cheapest way to do it. You can get the little bathroom cups, put just a little bit of dirt in them, put the seeds in them, and it's a wonderful activity for kids. They can put the seeds in and watch them grow and water them and take care of them, and then give them to their mom on Mother's Day. And if you happen to be a Sunday school teacher, you could start them now, and you can keep them watered until Mother's Day and then send them home with the kids. I had a preacher when my kids were very little, and he gave out the little impatiens in the single cups. The church bought a whole bunch of them in the 6-packs, and then he separated them, and each mom got a little impatient in a cup. And I kept that alive for 22 years, I think. After Bret passed, I kind of let a lot of things slide, more than I should have let slide. And I let my impatient die. It sat in the window and it didn't get taken care of. But they are only supposed to live a year, but you can save seeds off of them. And when that preacher passed them out, he said, I know most churches give moms a rose or a carnation or something on Mother's Day. He said, but I ain't giving y'all a rose. And he was an old preacher. He was very wise. He was one of those pastors that I had when shortly after I was saved and became a Christian. And his influence on me will stay with me my whole life, I think. But he said, if you take care of an impatient, it will teach you patience. And you need patience to be a mother. And you really do have to take care of these. They have to be kept watered. They have to have plenty of sun and stuff. But you can save seeds, and they'll come back year after year. And it's something that you can give to your mom that takes a little thought. And moms do like gifts that take a little thought. But it's something that she can continue to have and remember that you thought about her on a particular Mother's Day. And the seeds are super cheap idea for kids. I don't even know how many's in here, but there's a ton of impatient seeds in here, and these are all mixed. And this was just a couple of dollars. I mean, you could do a whole Sunday school class with the little cups and the seeds for $5, and all the kids in Sunday school would have stuff to take home to their moms. And you might even be able to split it up with a couple of Sunday school classes. But that's an idea for Mother's Day. And another idea for Mother's Day, too, there's not a lot of, I was talking about the Christian books earlier, Christian art, inspirational Christian things. I'm working on taking, Melinda does the memes. She'll put the verses on the pictures, whatever they are. So we have a lot of flowers. We have she just did one with horses that was pretty popular. We have some sunsets and stuff. But I'm working on putting some of those memes into some of the stuff that Teespring has, and we have it linked to our channel. And I do have some stuff with flowers that I'm making just for Mother's Day. So that's another idea if you want to get your mom something that maybe has a verse on it. And I've linked a few of them in this live, so you should be able to click on them somewhere in the description or something, or if it's replaying, you should be able to click on them. We only have a few different designs up, but if you click on the link, you should be able to find everything that we have up. And we have each one of the designs on several different things. So that's my Mother's Day idea. And what else are we supposed to be talking? Oh, well, the changes in the kitchen. I kind of talked about that. Another thing that this is all leading up to is this is movable. My kitchen cabinets are very, very old, and I like the design, and I want to keep them, but they were also super cheap. We built this house. Our kids were very little, and I want to say the house is like 26 years old now. And the plan was all the money that was left in the building fund, we borrowed money to build the house, and we had a construction fund, but all the money that was left in the building fund when we were done was going to go in the kitchen. If you've ever built a house, there's no money left. So I got the cheapest builder's grade, everything I could get. My countertops are kind of all the pieces. I've painted them and everything, and I am going to paint them again before I replace them. But at some point, I'm going to have to redo the kitchen because the cabinets are in really, really bad shape. And I can move this up, cover up the kitchen while I'm redoing it, and I can continue to visit with y'all and talk to y'all and make videos and deal with my mess as I get around to it. Because I also don't know if you've priced having somebody come in and redo your kitchen, but that ain't happening. I mean, there's a building surplus around here that I could probably go in and for less than $1,000 get countertops and cabinets to totally redo the kitchen. And that's what I'll do. I mean, they'll be unfinished and I'll have to finish them and everything. I will not be doing that $25,000 to $35,000 kitchen remodel. Not happening. So anyway, this is going to serve more than one purpose. Part of what I wanted to do tonight is I want to ask y'all what kind of stuff you're interested in seeing in addition to the regular recipe videos. I've got some stuff planned, and we are going to continue to do the regular recipe videos because that's what the Hillbilly Kitchen is. The food is what brings the family into the kitchen, and what families are brought together with food. food is a part of our life. It's how we celebrate life. I mean, there is no such thing as a celebration without food. And so, that will always be a big part of the Hillbilly Kitchen, but you are all part of the Hillbilly Kitchen too. And I'm going to try to do some other things but I want to know how much of it you're interested in. Like when I start redoing this, are you interested in seeing that process? The mess, the grime, whatever I find under my sink cabinet. I mean, is that something that you want to see? Um, I still have not done my back deck. When I do, and when I do it, I want to cover the back porch because a covered porch to me is just one of the things that makes a house, but it's all something that's going to be a real slow process. And what I would probably do if I show you that is maybe do some shorts with photos and or some short videos and then put them together so you would have it all together if that's something you're interested in. And that's probably what I would have to do when I do the kitchen too, is I would do shorts and then put them together. But if that's something you're interested in seeing, if you want to see that, let me know. So there's the back porch project, the short or the kitchen. Just kind of let me know that. This Monday, like in just a couple of days, we're having a total eclipse. It's I don't know, 200 miles or so west of me where the total eclipse is going to be visible. I am going to go watch that. I want to know if you all would like that live streamed. If those of you who aren't going to get to go see it, if you want me to set up a camera so you can see the light changing and hear the changes in the animals. If you've never seen a total eclipse, Bret and I actually went to see the one 4 years ago. It was just down the road in Sweetwater. It took us about 2.5 hours to get there. It is an amazing experience. And if you are close enough and you are able, by all means, please go. If you're anywhere near that path, I'm sorry, I got stuff popping up over here. But if you want to see that, let me know. If you want it live streamed, I've got no problem setting up a camera and live streaming it. If I have service, what they're saying, and this is astronomous, I'm not getting into any of the theories here, but solar flares are going to be more prominent during the eclipse. So I might lose service. I might start live streaming it and then the live stream just disappear because I don't have service. So, if I do that, just keep in mind that might happen, and I'll tell people when I'm doing it, if this drops, it's not because something bad happened. It's just because there are solar flares that interfere with the phone service. So, but if y'all more hot dog recipes, yes, the eclipse sounds fun. Okay, I mean, like I said, I can live stream it. It's not, the eclipse would be interesting. Okay, all right. So if y'all want to go with me to watch the eclipse, I'll take a camera and we'll live stream it. Like I said, if I have service, and also if there's service where I go watch it. But I will announce that it's going to be around 2 p.m. Eastern time, I think. So as soon as I get where I'm going and I know whether or not I have service in that spot, I will post it on the community page. So, and that's on the 8th. So keep an eye out for that. And if I'm able to stream it, I will. Carolyn in Washington. Linda would love to see it. 2:02 Central Standard Time. Well, it depends on where you're watching it at too, what time it actually is, I think. And I'll have to look. I'll check. I'll post on the community page what time it is, maybe tomorrow, and then on Monday, as soon as I get where I'm going, I will let you know if I have service or not, and I'm going to be able to do it. That's the best I can do with that. Okay. Hi, Susie. What is this? Mary wants to see the remodeling. I suspect I will have some help from my family, but most of it I'll do myself. I had some help putting the cabinets in when we built the house, but most of it I did myself. And after I started the Hillbilly Kitchen, I've done some small remodeling. Like this corner over here had a built-in pantry that was built out of 2x4s and then covered with sheetrock. So it actually had this little bitty 18-inch wide cabinet in it that pulled out. The whole thing pulled out. It was 6 feet high, I think, and 18 inches wide, but it was the outside of the cabinet was 24 inches, so it took up a lot of room and there wasn't much storage in it. And I couldn't, I mean, there was nowhere for me to set up so that you could see what I was doing. I was cooking in the corner. If you watch the older videos, I had a camera back here in this corner and I was twisting my head and talking to you while I was stirring stuff. It was worse than tiptoeing over the stove I had over here. But I tore that out. I put cabinets in top and bottom. And again, when I put this in, I had to take the other countertop out. I had a 48-inch countertop that came out to about right here, somewhere around right in here, maybe here. And then it had the fold up thing on it. I built that. That wasn't something that I bought. The end folded up, and I stood down here in front of the part that folded up, and I talked to you. So I had to take all that out. And I put another cabinet over here in the corner, and then this thing is movable. And of course, I mounted the stove in it and modified it a little bit so that I could use it for what I needed it for. Thank you, Ladybug, for being a member. We do appreciate that. It just popped up on here. YouTube popped it up that you've been a member for a month. There's another big thing going on. A big thing. Bret and I had planned on traveling, and I've done a little bit of traveling since he passed, but not very much. I haven't taken any big trips. We had gone out west a couple of times on motorcycles. My motorcycle is oh gosh, it's a very stressful experience. I had a sidecar put on it. I had mentioned that a couple of years ago that I was going to do that. And it's been nothing but problems. The guy that I bought it from, he had a very good reputation, but it took me almost 2 years to get the sidecar mounted. In that time, the gas in the motorcycle went bad. He ran it with a bad gas in it, which caused more problems. When it was transported to have the sidecar put on, they left it strapped down, and that collapsed the forks, and it cost me a fortune. And the sidecar still is not right. My bike is leaning out away from it, so when I drive it, I get a wobble, and that's another project another day. But I've got to get that fixed. If there happens to be somebody working, or if there happens to be somebody watching who works on motorcycle sidecars, please email me. I need help. But that's another story. Anyway, there's a big trip coming up. And I also bought, don't know why, because I'm, a little touched, but that's what my granny would call it, is touched. I bought a 20-year-old Road Trek van. They are the coolest little campers ever. And I've done nothing but work on it. I did a short where I was traveling. I had to go check on my dad, and I took it to go check on my dad, and I went to an oil change place, and they tried to sell me a transmission flush because they said that the transmission fluid was low. Well, they checked it after they turned the engine off, or after I turned the engine off, they checked the transmission fluid and said it was low. Don't fall for that, folks. Well, I got a ad popped up here, which means everybody else does too. Anyway, don't fall for the transmission flush at the oil change places when they say your transmission fluid is low. You have to check your transmission fluid with your engine hot and running, and pull your dipstick while it's running at engine temperature. That's how you check transmission fluid. So don't let them get you for $200 to flush your transmission. Love to see me on the motorcycle. Well, Alex has got a few pictures. I could post a few, and I think she might have even shot some video. But if I ever get it fixed, I am definitely going to do some traveling on the motorcycle. But there's a trip coming up in that road track van. My dad, I said, I took it to go visit him. He is 85 now, I believe, and he went to Alaska with his brother several years ago and fell while he was there and broke his hip, the same hip that he broke when I was a baby. So he missed a lot of stuff. And we were on the phone talking one night, and he said, I'd really like to go back to Alaska, but I don't think I'll ever get to. And I said, well, I'd really like to go to Alaska. So let's go to Alaska. So we just kind of casually talked about it, and we planned on doing it this year. So now the time is fast approaching for this Alaska trip. Actually, in about a month, we're supposed to leave and head north. And I know that's a little bit early, but I got stuff going on, so that's the only time slot I've got. We may run into a lot of snow. We might even run into closed roads and can't go. But if y'all are interested in seeing some of the stuff that I'm doing in the van, I've actually divided, and mine's only a 19-foot one, or 17-foot one, so it's one of the short ones. But I've divided it so we'll have separate bedrooms, kind of, and because I'm traveling with my dad, so we got to have a little bit of privacy. But I can show you some of what we're doing, how we're going to be sleeping, how we're going to be eating, and we can do some cooking on the road if y'all are interested in it. I can show you some of the scenery, some of the places that we've camped, and maybe even do some live streams along the trip when there's some super interesting stuff. If that's something y'all are interested in, I don't know how much of my touch stuff y'all are interested in being a part of. So that's kind of why I'm asking. People are saying yes, Alaska. I know there's going to be some beautiful scenery. I know there's going to be, scamming. Boy, I tell you what, the scamming mechanics that I have run into. But anyway, we ain't going to talk about that. We're going to talk about good stuff. The scamming mechanics I have run into. I'm going to have to pray just thinking about it. Okay, lots of people are saying Alaska and a van blog. All right, well, we will do that. That there seems to be more goodness, forget it. In Alaska than in the kitchen remodel. The kitchen remodel is going to be later. The kitchen remodel is going to be after the Alaska trip. The back porch is going to be after Alaska, so the kitchen remodel is at least a year away, maybe longer. I'm going to take my time with it, and like I said, it's going to be in bits and pieces. Like, I'm probably going to replace the sink part around to the stove. I thought about changing the whole layout of the kitchen and moving the refrigerator back where the stove is now and moving the stove up, but that would take an engineering miracle, and because I'm doing it myself and I'm doing it in pieces, I'm kind of used to the way it's laid out, and us old folks, we don't like change. So I'm probably just going to do it in pieces and do it as I get to it. So Alaska trip is coming up in about a month, a little bit over a month. It's going to start, and then when I get back this summer and into the fall, I'm going to start on the back porch. I've got to get a roof put on my house this year. So that back porch project that's been the summer project for the last 3 years has got to happen this year. I was sitting out by the fire pit day before yesterday, and there was birds carrying straw up into my soffit. There was a hole in my soffit. They were building a nest in there. And I don't know. I've heard a woodpecker back there for years. It sounds like I don't know what it says. It sounds like a jackhammer on the side, on the roof when it starts. And I'm guessing that dad blasted woodpecker made that hole, but there was two big blackbirds carrying straw up into my attic. So I had to fix that. What did you call the van? Oh, it's a 2003 Dodge Road Trek, and it is I think it's only 17 feet long. It's a small one, but it's completely self-contained. It's got refrigerator, stove, microwave, bathroom, shower. If you do the RV thing, you know, RV bathrooms are kind of bathrooms. But it is completely self-contained, and it does have, like, the seats swivel. So one of us is actually going to be up in the front in the swivel seats, and in the back, I've shortened it only has like it doesn't even have a full-size bed in the back. If you use the whole back for a bed, it's like a super twin or whatever you call it, but it's short. So it's like halfway between a twin bed and a full bed, and then it's short. But I've shortened that up, so both beds are like youth bunks. They're like 24 inches or something wide. So it's going to be an adventure, just slightly above tent camping. But since we're going to Alaska, I suspect slightly above tent camping. We will appreciate it. It does have a furnace in it. I've got the bird's nest on the balcony. I've got birds that have built a nest over my porch light right by my front door. And they did it last year. And everybody's like, oh, leave them birds alone. So I left them and I let them build it last year. And every time you'd walk out the door, the birds would flog you. It was awful. And they are back this year, and I tried to, when they first started, I tried to knock it down and get them to go somewhere else, and they just keep coming back. And now it's cold, so I haven't been out to check, and I guarantee you that blasted bird has got that nest over my porch light. A road trip. Yep, road trip. It's going to be a road trip for sure. The Yeah, well, I've definitely got ants and stuff, and I may even have termites. Somebody said the woodpecker's going after ants and bugs and termites. Um, the outside of the house, well, the basement it's on a basement and it's block, which you don't have to worry about a whole lot about termites in that. But yeah, I could definitely have some termites. And I had planned on having the house treated this year, and I haven't got around to it. So I will probably have the house treated for termites this year just to make sure, because, like I said, it's 20, how old is it now? This is 2024. It's like 27 years old now. So yeah, I need to probably have it treated for termites. It is pretty wet around here. Patty is asking how I am. I'm good. Uh, Smoky Mountain Bless says, yeah, tent camping in grizzly country. No, I don't want to tent camp in grizzly country. We took our motorcycles out west twice, and we were supposed to go to Yellowstone once, and I still have not been to Yellowstone. That's definitely going to be a trip one day. I don't think we'll get through there on this Alaska trip. I think our goal is to go to Alaska. We're going to take our time to get there and see some of the scenery on the way, but we're not going to do a whole lot of side trips. Uh, but anyway, on one of the motorcycle trips out west, we were supposed to go to Yellowstone, and Bret did not want to go. He said they've got moose attacking people, and the buffalo are attacking people, and the grizzly bears are attacking people. And he said on a motorcycle, if you get stuck in traffic in Yellowstone, which there's a lot of traffic in Yellowstone, and the buffaloes start attacking, where are you going to go? So he didn't want to go, and I still haven't been to Yellowstone, even though we went out twice. One time, the only notable place, well, we went to Cody, Wyoming, which was a really cool town, and we saw a lot of stuff there. And we went to Heart Mountain. And if you're traveling out west and you're anywhere near Cody, Wyoming, I would definitely recommend going to Heart Mountain. You can look that up. And I don't want to get into Heart Mountain because I don't want any kind of I want everybody to be able to see this video, okay? Let's just say that. One of those sensitive subjects. But Patty's baking bread right now. I wish I was. It's cold, and warm bread's good when it's cold. We went to Cody, and we went to Heart Mountain, and we went to Custer's Battlefield. Another one of those subjects I'm not going to talk a whole lot about, but Bret had a teacher who talked in great detail and taught in great detail about the period of history where Custer was a part of it, and he had always wanted to go see that, so we went to Custer's Battlefield. It's a national park, and that was very interesting. Just riding through Montana, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. But still have not been to Yellowstone. Anyways, let's see. Yep. Cost of fuel and food. I actually woke up in the middle of the night the other night and started thinking about how much is fuel going to cost on this Alaska trip. And it's going to be somewhere in that van, depending on how much it goes up over the course of the summer, between $3,000 and $5,000, more than building my porch and remodeling my kitchen, probably. So yeah, traveling is expensive, but I kind of think this is a trip of a lifetime. And not only that, it's going to be one of those memories with my father, and I know my time with him is limited. Like I said, he's 85 years old now. So this is going to be probably his last really big adventure. I mean, I certainly hope not, but realistically, our time here is only so long. So it, it's going to be an experience that I really can't put a value on. So I'll deal with that. Let's see, what else do we need to talk about? Any other changes or anything else coming up? Don't forget to plan for Mother's Day now, though, because moms really do like those things that you put a little bit of effort in, not just stopping on the way and picking her up a rose. And that the preacher that I said he gave out the impatiens on Mother's Day, he did put some thought into it. It wasn't just what everybody else was doing. So do something to make your mom feel special. Look at all she's done for you. And our time here is limited. So there will be a Mother's Day when you don't have a mom to do something super special for. So do that. Let's see. Hey, Alex. Alex.
Yes.
Is there anything else I was supposed to cover?
Is there anything else I was supposed to cover? Not that I can think of. I do want to say I'm sorry. I've been trying to answer a few comments, but YouTube is not cooperating at all today.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about how the live chat is trailing on here. And normally having you on the phone works better, but I'm getting feedback now.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I do want to apologize to everyone. I read them all, and I have screenshotted them so my mom can go through there and read them all after the live stream.
Well, I can do the playback too, and they'll all come back. Kay just asked about the eclipse. Yes, I'm going to watch the eclipse, Kay, and we were talking about that, and several people have said they would be interested in a live stream. So on Monday, before the eclipse, check the community page, and if I have a place to watch from where I have a signal, I'm going to live stream it. But be aware that the live stream may get interrupted because of solar flares. Don't panic and think something horrible has happened if the live stream drops. There will be solar flares, and solar flares do interfere with cell service. And I will, of course, be live streaming through my cell phone internet. Or, it won't be Wi Fi, it'll be through the internet on my cell phone. So don't panic if it drops. And check the community page for the update on the live stream. I've got my computer sitting over here so I can kind of check and see some of the comments, but it's lagging too. So I got me over here on the phone and stuff's popping up on it. Then I've got me over here on the side, and it's horribly confusing. And then I got Alex over here on the phone. I'm too old for this, y'all. I really am. Okay, I think we've covered everything. We did Mother's Day. We did some of the changes to the kitchen. We did some of the upcoming plans, and it looks like y'all are just going with me everywhere. And I'm glad because you've kind of been, well, you've more than kind of been, you've all been a part of my life for the last 10 years. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary, and I appreciate everybody who joined us for that live stream when we celebrated our 10th anniversary, our 10th birthday. And because you have been a part of everything, I'm glad you're going with me on some of these adventures and then kind of on through life. I mean, not all of life happens in the kitchen. Certainly some of our favorite memories, like I said, are around a meal with family and friends and stuff. And the kitchen will still be the center of the Hillbilly Kitchen. Obviously, that's the name. But we'll do a van blog on that trip. I'll do a video sometime here in the next couple of weeks and show you the van I'm going to be taking. It's a beauty. There's peeling paint everywhere. And I've been fixing leaks since I got it. Do want to fix the leaks. I don't really want to sleep in water in Alaska. Oh, that'd be so cold. Do a live stream on the van. I might try to do a live stream on the van. The thing about doing a live stream on the van is you being able to see everything, but I might try that. I know I do need to do more live streams because a lot of people enjoy it. Obviously, the comments are flowing faster than I'm talking, and I feel like I'm chattering like a chipmunk. So I know y'all enjoy that. I can't tell. Looks like well, it never shows right. It looks like we've got a little over 300 people. When I get off of here, it'll probably show about 1,500, maybe even 2,000 people, which is just amazing. I mean, I still can't get over how incredible this whole thing is. And y'all have made it. I mean, literally from my kitchen, I'm visiting with people from all around the world this evening. And that's amazing. And it's cool and it's awesome. And it's a gift from God. It really, truly is. I guess I'm going to wrap this up. Watch the community page for the Eclipse live stream posts, the updates on it. And like I said, if it's at all possible, I will live stream it. If I can't live stream it, though, I will post and let you know I'm not going to be able to. But, yes.
Real quick, before I forget, not April 19th, but the Friday after that, we're going to do a live stream together, me and Mom are. And for those of you that have prayed for me, thank you very much. But you don't want to miss that live stream.
Okay, yeah, keep Alex in your prayers and stay tuned because we're going to be doing another live stream together and it's going to be a really special one. So keep Alex in your prayers and watch for that live stream with her. Will I be going through South Dakota? You know what? I have no idea. We have absolutely no route planned. We have a list of a few things that we want to go see for sure. We want to go to Denali National Park, of course. We want to go to Glacier Bay. There's a few things that we definitely want to see. We have not planned a route at all. We considered, because he's a big train buff, going through Colorado and doing the Durango Silverton train. I have not done the train. I've been to Durango and to Silverton. We did that on the motorcycles back, gosh, those trips are now 12, 13, maybe even 14 years ago. They were a long time ago. But I don't know. No idea what route we're taking yet. We're going to have to go somehow that way. I mean, we're driving up through Canada, so we'll hit some state in that range, but I don't know if we're going through Montana or if we're going through North and South Dakota yet. So when it gets closer, maybe I'll have a better route. Thank you for praying for Alex. I do appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much. And Mr. J.R. Morris, I'm sorry this still has me locked out, but hello. You said hi a couple times and I can't answer him.
Hello, JR. I see it there too. Yep, okay. So we'll do videos on all that stuff that's going on. Like I said, I just wanted to see if anybody was interested. Don't forget about Mom. We have been on here now for over 45 minutes, so I'm not going to keep y'all all evening. I do want to thank you so much for being a part of this. I want to thank you for blessing me so abundantly. I just can't get over how amazing this is. I want to I really appreciate everybody who has taken the time to join us and sit here and listen to me chatter like a chipmunk. I'm glad you're going to be going with me, like I said, on these trips and looking to see what's underneath this sink cabinet over here. I promise when I do the kitchen remodel, I will show what's under my sink cabinet. You might not want to eat lunch before you watch that one. Because you know how sink cabinets are. Well, I've had half a dozen water leaks over the years that I've fixed. So I imagine underneath the cabinet, it's the inside the cabinet, I've got it full of stuff, but it's inside, it's not bad. It's under the cabinet that I'm worried about. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this. I really do appreciate it, and I am so grateful to you all, and I am glad you want to go with me on all this stuff, that you want to be a part of all of it. And good night, everybody. God bless you all, and until next time, remember to put God first.